My name is Ali. I am the founder of Unshakable Dads. We serve actually dads who become dads later in life. Most of the dads that are in our community who feel aligned and attracted to our brand are in their 40s, some of them even in their 50s, but we also have a few dads that are in their late 30s. There is no, because I get often asked, who is a late dad? I believe whoever feels a late dad is a late dad pretty much. If dads are in their late 30s and feel they're late dad, then they're late dad.
What was the origin story?
The origin story goes way, way back. I'm the youngest of five. When I was 11, I lost my dad. After losing my dad, everything, that was a turning point in my life. Everything went upside down from one day to the other. A year after that, we had to leave where I was born. I was born in Iran, by the way. So my mom took me to Switzerland because my sister was living here. I came pretty much into a new place. I couldn't speak a word. I couldn't communicate with anyone other than my sister. Things changed for better. And then after 3 years, I was sent back to Iran again. I managed to come back at the age of 21. There was no one I could look up to in my life. There was no one I felt I was getting the support from. Being also a boy, you always, the one you look up to is your dad. I grew up, found my way. Everything I could relate fatherhood to was suffering, pain, frustration. So I always said to myself, there is no way I'm going to become a dad one day myself. Becoming a dad was out of discussion for me. And I was living a life. I felt I am living a happy life. On the outside, I was living a happy life. But on the inside, I was living a frustrated, angry life. And I was seeing myself as a victim for many, many years. Because I always said, why me? Why me? Why was I the one out of so many people in this world? Why was I the one who had to go through everything I had to go through? And then at some point, the pain and the suffering was so big that I could not just live my life the way I could imagine to live it for the coming years. I started working on myself and working on my personality and invested a lot of money, time, and energy on it. Got to meet my today's wife. When we got to meet, I told her, whatever is in my power, I will give it to you or try to make it possible for you. But one thing is out of question. I don't want to be a father. I worked on myself and she acted like she would accept it. But of course, deeply, she didn't. She made me also work on myself. So I kept going. And then I realized there is also another side to this story, which is I got to spend 11 years with my dad. Those are still to this day most beautiful memories that I have. Whenever I think of him, it warms my heart. So I said to myself, okay, how about if I change my perspective? Instead of seeing myself as a victim, let's look at it from a different perspective and maybe see why everything happened. And what about those 11 years that I got to share with them, that I got to experience with them? I changed my perspective, then I had a mind shift and decided that those experiences happened to get me where I was, to get mentally in a good place where I was then, and decided to become a father, that I wanted to, that I was ready to become a father. What I'm sharing with you took actually many, many, many years. It didn't just happen overnight. And then it happened and I became a father at the age of 48. I still remember this day. I was on a Saturday morning. I came back and then my wife told me that she was pregnant. I'm getting emotional even thinking about it. God gifted us with a son. And then I said to myself, so I have been a business owner for many, many years and I'm 49 now. I believe also life comes in phases. I had my first phase was from 1 to 25, 30. And then the second phase was from 25 to soon 50. I hope there is a third and the fourth phase in my life. And I said to myself, okay, whatever I do from here forward, I wanted to be also, of course, as a business owner, I always have the mindset to make a profitable business, but I also want this to be meaningful and to have an impact on other people's life. I also believe that you can do something good and make money and have a profitable business. So I said to myself, okay, what is it? Started and closed a few two businesses that there is nothing about this business that excites me. I took some time off, spent some time with myself also in nature, because I believe connecting with nature is something that empowers us to find out the truth about ourselves and what we are here on this planet Earth to do and to create. I was always asking myself, is there anything special about it? Is there anything I can share with other people? Is there anything I could have a positive impact? And nothing would come to mind. I was like, okay, I'm no special guy. I'm just a random guy who ended up where he is, and there's nothing special about it. So until I realized becoming a late father, number one, is very unique. I'm not the only one on planet Earth to become a father late in life, but I would say I'm the 5% maybe. The combination of all these things, being a late dad, having a healthy lifestyle, there are things about this that I can help other people with. I wanted to see if this is something I'm hallucinating about, or is it something that there is really need for. I reached out to other dads who became late dads in their life, just told them what I have in mind and if there is anything, or if they would feel that there is need for it. And the response I got was above 90% positive. And then there was no question about it. This is obviously something that I can help people with. And that's how everything started. It was me, my idea, nothing else. And I started building the Facebook community, reached out to people literally one by one. So I would find out who they are and what things we have in common, late dads, or are they interested? And then I would reach out to them and would ask them, hey, guys, listen, this is what I have in mind and this is what I'm about to create. Would you be interested? Yes, I'm super interested. Okay, here's the link. Please join. That's how everything started.
What's the product line like? Like, what are the problems that you're solving for them specifically with your product line?
The pain points that late dads have is usually if you become a dad in your 40s or even in your 50s, you don't want to be gone in your 60s. You want to make sure that you're here for your kids and your family and you can provide for them as long as you can. Providing for them means also being healthy, physically and mentally healthy for as long as you can. When you become a family man, or when you want to be the family man you desire to be, then you realize it's not about yourself any longer. It's about your family. But this requires you to be in a good place. If you're not in a good place, you cannot provide and serve your family. What we help, that was a long answer to your question. So what we help with is whatever is around being healthy mentally and physically, we help with. So our first product is Morning Boost. It's an energy booster and also testosterone support that helps men in their 40s and beyond to increase their testosterone level and also get them energized through their day. And it's 100% caffeine free, sugar-free and soy-free, because caffeine is also another thing that beside of getting caffeine jitters or coffee jitters all day, caffeine also affects men's prostate when they become older. By talking to other people, but also with our team, we realized that caffeine is something that we men in our 40s and 50s should be conscious about. So that's why we decided to remove caffeine.
So how did you end up going about your product development then?
We interviewed and we did research within our community and also outside of our community. We wanted to know, hey, what is it that they need? What is it that they would get excited about? Or what is the first product that we could introduce to them? And that's actually how we ended up with Morning Boost, pretty much by talking to other dads and finding out what they need.
Where are you selling? Is it just in Switzerland? Is it the US?
Our community is pretty much targeting dads in the US. Above 90% are from the US. Then we have a few from the UK. We have one, I think, from France, and a couple of dads from South Africa, Australia, New Zealand. So pretty much everywhere, but I would say definitely above 90% from the US. And we are also only selling within the US. So we're not selling outside of the US as of now, right?
And are you on Amazon or just your own site?
We're on our own site and we have a Shopify store. We sell it only on our site as of now because we wanted to focus on our side, but Amazon could definitely be an option.
What milestones are you the most proud of so far?
Entrepreneurship, I know, comes with lots of challenges, surprises, and you never know what you're going to face with on your journey. I kept going and I didn't give up. I just kept going, and no matter what challenges I faced, I somehow got through it, and we finally launched. That's definitely what I'm most proud of. And also that at some point I realized, okay, it's not about me. I'm on a mission. When I say it's not about me, I also realized I have a duty. I am here to do something, and there is no way when it's not about me that I'm going to give up. Things get hard, things get difficult. You get frustrated, or I got frustrated at times. There were things that I was like, okay, we're not going to over this one. I don't know how, but then it somehow got solved. You have to take action always. You cannot lay back and pray to God and say, please help me, and not do anything about it. But if you take action, if you just keep going, if you just keep pushing, then I believe you get over it. The most proud of that I'm here today talking to you, definitely. And seriously, that I kept going and I kept pushing.
What's your long-term vision for Unshakable Dads?
So my long-term vision for Unshakable Dads is actually to build a community and to create products that really help this community, and also create live events where we get to meet each other, where we get to help each other, where we get to support each other. Because I have been to these live events myself, but it's always more about entrepreneurship. Some of them are about mindset. Some of them are about physical health. If we can combine all those things and create something that is really meaningful for other people, then that's definitely, for me, that is definitely something I would give my life for.
How are you funding?
We are 100% self-funded so far. It's not cheap. I expected this to be way cheaper, but it's not. And thank God I have been a business owner for quite some time. So I have the funds, but it's not like it's unlimited. At some point, I might definitely seek investors and open doors to involve investors in the business.
Have you raised funds before?
I have, but it's been more from people who were close to me, and they knew what I was building. And they also knew that my funds were limited at some point. They came and approached that they would be interested in supporting me.
How are you going about building your audience?
When we first got started, everything was on Facebook and still is pretty much on Facebook. And then, as I said, we created the Facebook group, and first we reached out and then found out that they're interested in what we're doing, invited them to the Facebook group. That was pretty much the starting point. One by one. I still remember to this day, I wanted to send the messages I was sending on Facebook at a certain time. I was up till 4 a.m. for a couple of nights in a row and sending messages one by one. But those are the good stories. Those are the great memories you'll never forget. Of course, it's also great when funds hit your bank account, but those are the good days and the unforgettable memories that we always keep in mind.
Are you building this ultimately to sell it, or do you feel like this is it?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm building this because I feel a calling and I feel I'm on a mission to do this. I also feel it's not about me. This being said, I mean, whenever I feel that I'm not serving or I'm not the right person to serve this person, to serve this business and this community, then I will happily remove myself and bring someone else who serves this business as a CEO, as a face of the brand. As of now, I feel I'm still the right person to push everything forward. And when we get wherever we get, and I feel, okay, now I have to step back and bring someone else on board, then I'm happy to do that. Am I going to sell it? Am I going to keep it? I have no idea.
Do you have anything that you can share with that? A mental transformation that you've gone through?
I have gone from victim to victor. I feel I was seeing myself as a victim, as I shared, for too long, until I realized I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. Everything I went through was meant for me to be where I am now, and to
You're not in the incubator, are you?
other people to overcome their limiting beliefs. I graduated to truly understand, but that was your mind is the only limit you have in life.
So what would you say just overall, being in the capitalism community, what is your favorite thing about that?
So my favorite thing is that it feels like a family to me. It's so supportive and positive. I just love the positive vibe in there. And whenever you need support, it's not like, okay, what can I get in return? People are just willing to share and support no matter what they get in return. This is definitely a huge advantage of this community. And that's definitely very special and unique about the capitalism.
How would you describe what drives you?
What drives me is I have been through some things in life that I can still not explain to myself or to anyone else how I got through it. I cannot explain it. There are no words for it. The only way I can explain it is that there is a higher power that supported me to get me from where I was to where I was afterwards, that I got over it. I literally feel it, that this is what drives me every day. This is what drives me because I was helped. I'm also here to help others. When you feel this unlimited power within yourself, there is nothing that's going to stop you. You just keep going and going and going because it's not about you.